Ivan Toney with a pre-match prayer, sending up some thoughts, looking to continue his fine goal-scoring season. Roger Guedes as well. A real talent for Al Rayyan, and a crucial moment in the tie came when Al Rayyan were 2-1 down in the last couple of minutes. He hit the bar to Guedes with a thunderbolt. Could have been very different heading into tonight if it had gone in. So ready for action at the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium, and you would think with this kind of atmosphere roaring them on, Al Ahli will want to come tearing into the visitors in the early stages and put the tie beyond any doubt quickly. They don't want to give Al Rayyan any hope that they might turn this around, so I think we could expect to see the home team flooding forward from the opening whistle, looking to serve those gifted forwards at their disposal. So we get underway in the round of 16, second leg. Al Ahli against Al Rayyan, the home team 3-1 up from the first leg. It wasn't a straightforward contest for them, though. There were chances for Al Rayyan at 0-0. And they came back from 2 down to make it 2-1. Then Roger Guedes, brilliant shot against the crossbar, would have made it 2-2 before Al Ahli got their third deep into stoppage time. So maybe a little bit flattering on them, the final scoreline. But they have an early corner here, taken short by Mahrez, who gets it back. It's now Mateo Dams. Decent ball back to Mahrez, who's alone. Plenty of support. And the firing shot coming in. And not too far away from Galeno. I'm not quite sure it was what Mahrez intended. There were plenty of other teammates in more promising positions. Possibly offside, it would have been looked at. I think Mahrez maybe was looking for Frank KSA, but Galeno could run onto it and he wasn't far away. Recent signing from Porto for a reported 50 million euros. The challenge on Guedes coming in from Gabri Vega. Guedes does lean the line, but he plays as well at times like a traditional number 10 too. Looking to make the play as well as finish it. Arthur Jorge, the Al Rayyan coach, has only been in charge since January. In his former job, he had wonderful success in Brazil with Botafogo, winning both the Brazilian title and the Copa Libertadores. So they've got a winner in charge of Al Rayyan. It's David Garcia for Hazem. Likes to get forward from left back. On that occasion, though, his pass to Trezeguet couldn't be kept in. Demiral to Ibanez. Running out of the defensive line rather dangerously, because if he loses it, he'll be way out of position, but he hasn't lost it. They keep it, and Firmino can find Mahrez. 4 in the middle, might go himself. Riyad Mahrez lays it back. Tony with the shot that's blocked back to Mahrez. And it's saved by Paulo Victor, but already the Al Rayyan goal is under siege. Only 3 minutes played. There have been a couple of close calls already. I think Mahrez was just about onside there. Tony with the initial shot, then Mahrez with the follow-up, blocked by the busy Paulo Victor, who has a corner to face now. Demiral among those coming forward for it. Deep delivery. Reaches Tony. Header out as far as Gabri Veiga. And he can't find Mahrez. So Al Rayyan survive. But it's clear Al Ahli's intent. They want to extend their aggregate lead as quickly as possible. Here's Julian Dessart, the Belgian midfielder. Looking for Suraj, but it's one back. And forward they come with Roger Ibanez again, getting forward from the back, and it's Mahrez! A miscue and a comfortable save for Paulo Victor. But another shot on goal. 3 attempts in the first 4 and a bit minutes. And the fans are bouncing. Now, can Al Rayyan just get a little bit of possession here and calm things down, find their way into the game? I don't think they've strung more than a couple of passes together in the opposition half yet. That's what they're trying to do now. As Hazen sends it back to Garcia. Now Andre Amaro looking for Romarinho, who battles away but battles a bit too physically. Free kick awarded. I think that's Mohamed Suraj who stayed down. Suraj flew in trying to help out against Gabri Veiga, ended up hurting himself. Romarinho is playing a little further upfield than last week. He was more on the right wing as his starting position, but he's leading the line today for Al Rayyan, with Guedes tucked in a bit behind him. Trezeguet operating from a left wing position and Siraj the right. Both of them with the opportunity to come inside and attack the penalty area, no doubt, if Al Rayyan can take it that far. It's Galeno. Dams and Ibanez looking for Mahrez, away by Hazen, but not very far. And now it's Mahrez, a loose first touch. And Hazen makes a good challenge. Here's Guedes. He can't keep it, but Trezeguet can pick it up. Clever idea trying to thread it in behind, but Ibanez had read it well. And it's back to Al-Sanbi. First time that Al Rayyan had come close to threatening. Layoff by Tony is inaccurate. Hazem will find Trezeguet. Swift challenge coming in from Ali Majrashi. Mato Jorge signalling 2. Wants 2 somewhere. Was that in the centre of midfield, maybe? Or up front? Here's Guedes, well challenged by Firmino. 2 Brazilian number 10s. Thiago Mendes will look to be the main playmaker from the base of midfield for Al Rayyan, as it's worked out now to Murad Naji. He's able to continue the run. Can he get a good cross in? It's not a bad one. Needs the flying header from Demiral, and that will give Al Rayyan their first corner. Promising break down the right-hand side. Only Guedes in the middle. But Demiral knew that the visiting forward was there and took evasive action. So set piece for Al Rayyan. They've got to make the most of these opportunities. Can they get a good ball in? It'll probably be the left foot of Hazard. 6 in the middle. David Garcia is very good in the air. It's the right-footed out-swinging delivery. Thiago Mendes had 2 nibbles at it, and then Garcia, who's better in the air than he is at the off-balance half volley. He goes flying over the top. Romarinho, a recent arrival with Al Rayyan from Neom in Saudi Arabia, having previously spent a long time with Al Ittihad. So he's back to familiar territory. Played in this stadium many times. He was a regular goal scorer as well for Al Ittihad. It's Galeno for Kessié. Deflected, could be awkward. Takes it over the crossbar. Frank Kessié, the Ivorian midfielder, always willing to join the attack, just as if they don't have enough attacking weapons already. Shot deflecting off Thiago Mendes. Kessié, just the 1 goal in this edition of the AFC Champions League Elite so far. He wins a corner that Mahrez will take. 10 minutes played at the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium. Away by Garcia. And Tony will let it run. Dams. Flights it to Mahrez, might be offside, but brings it down perfectly. Laid back for Kessié. And now for Galeno! Not far away. The Brazilian now with a couple of efforts from a similar position. He had the very first shot of the game from a little bit further out. And maybe was onside, actually. Murad Naji seemed to be playing Mahrez on. So this could well have counted. He's had 2 siders now, as Galeno. And he was very close there. He scored the opener last week with a header. Just before Riyad Mahrez made it 2. Given away by Ibanez. And there was a high foot by Sart on Romarinho. Thiago Mendes. Al Rayyan much more in the game now. They were very much on the back foot in the first 5 minutes or so. They're still facing pressure, but they're able to get forward at times as well. Here's Trezeguet. A big boost for Artur Jorge to have Trezeguet back. And Julian Dessart here on the ball. Both missed the first leg. Siraj unable to combine with Naji. Now here is Siraj under the challenge of the ticker tape and the defender, and their feet tangled up. Well intentioned from the fans and adds to the spectacle, but complicates things for the players, and they find themselves tackled by the tissue paper as well as an opponent. And the referee, I think that was Very good officiating, very wise, because he saw both players were struggling with their footing, and rather than risking one of them really getting their feet tangled up and suffering an injury, he stopped play. Nagy, Thiago Mendes with a good turn. He had a very good chance to open the scoring when it was 0-0 last week. Thiago Mendes, very close with a shot from the edge of the area. Guedes. Operating much deeper than he would like. He'd rather have the ball around the opposition penalty area than the halfway line. The longest spell of possession so far for Al Rayyan. And they work it initially down the left, but a bit of a miscue between Hazem and Trezeguet. Allows a challenge to come in from Mahrez. The only Saudi outfield player in the starting lineup for Al Ahli. Also have Al Sanbi in goal. But it is a multinational cast for the home team. Brazilians, Cote d'Ivoirian, Belgian, Spaniard, Algerian, an Englishman and a Turk, along with the two Saudis in the starting 11. There's Romarinho with a nice turn. Finds Nagy. Amaro. Guedes with a risky pass that Gabri Veiga couldn't do more with. The fans certainly playing their part, aren't they? The Al Ahly supporters making a real racket every time the opposition have the ball, and a burst of expectation from them when the home team win it back. KSA forced back here though to Demiral. Now Ibanez. Mahrez. There's Tony dropping deep. Finds Firmino. Clever pass, looking for the run from Gabri Veiga, but well spotted and cleared by Desart. Demiral to Mahrez. Galeno. And Ibanez getting each other's way a little, and Romarinho can pick it up. Flick back for Nagy. Game in a bit of a stalemate at the moment. We had plenty of action in the first 10 minutes, but largely camped in the midfield areas at the moment. Both teams just working each other out, anxious not to leave gaps behind. Like a handball by Trezeguet, but play allowed to go on. Strong challenge from Thiago Mendes, and too strong for the referee's liking. A long ball forward, looking for the run of Ivan Toney. Doesn't quite find him. He'll be looking to get back into a goal-scoring groove today, Toney. He certainly had a very good season. He hasn't scored in the last 2 games. Before that, he had a run of scoring 10 in 6 games, including a hat-trick to beat Al Hilal in the domestic league. Firmino can't control. Here's Thiago Mendes, maybe a use of a hand, but it was inadvertent, so play going on as Guedes can bring it forward to find Trezeguet. Very even contest at the moment, not much in terms of goal-mouth action, but Al Rayyan very much in the game. Desart gives it away. Wayward pass, and that's nicely out from Dams, and Galeno can run with the ball. Watch out for him in full flow. He's got Tony moving alongside him. Held up by Desart. Galeno with the back heel for Firmino. Looking for Mahrez, and it wasn't far away from him. Needed to be then headed behind by David Garcia. Visiting skipper knew that Ivan Toney was just behind him. Firmino was looking for Mahrez, and he might have even got a glancing touch on that. Not firm enough, but it will be a corner. Approaching the 20-minute mark of this second leg tie. Still 3-1 on aggregate for Al Ahli. Mahrez with the deep delivery, and it's off the line somehow. It looked like it had to be in from Ibanez. And they're saying offside. I think it was Demiral who was trying to follow it up on the goal line. I wonder if he even cleared it. It was a strange one. We'll see now. Ibanez with the header. There is Demiral following it up, and he cleared it. What was he doing? If he'd left it, it would have gone in. Incredible, really, from Demiral to try and apply the finishing touch when he was offside and clear it off the line. What a let-off for Al Rayyan. Demiral trying to convert from close range, but well, once a centre-back, always a centre-back. He turned into his usual role of clearing danger. Did that brilliantly. Not that he wanted to, but it rescues Al Rayyan, because had that been the opening goal, you feel the tie would be beyond them, 3 down. It looked like a foul on Tony. It has been whistled against Amaro. Clattered into the back of the English striker. Yeah, no contact with the ball. Plenty of contact with the opponent, so no question. And that's a free kick. This is the 3rd time the teams have played this season in the AFC Champions League. They were, of course, in the Western region group together as well. Al Ahli also won that one in Qatar, 2-1. So played 2-1-2 for the Saudi team against their opponents so far this season. If Galeno can't force his way through. Thiago Mendes can't keep it in. A reminder, this is the only 2-legged stage of the tournament. The AFC Champions League Elite will have one-off quarter-finals and semi-finals in Saudi Arabia in April, and then the final as well shortly after that, building up to an exciting end to the season. Al Ahly want to be there as the cross comes in from Galeno, just beyond Tony, doesn't quite reach Firmino, but Tony follows it. The back heel doesn't come off as Amaro makes the block and flips it away. Getting on with the game quickly. Tony. Galeno. Over the top from Demiral, looking for Galeno, nearly finding Firmino. Garcia with the clearance. Dams for Tony. Is that a foul on the edge of the area? The referee says no. Galeno going down. That surely is a foul, yeah. Trezeguet clipping Mahrez. Might have been a foul as well. Amaro a little late, but the referee was lenient. Mahrez feeds it in for Mahrez. Plays the 1-2 with KSA. Mahrez cuts it back. The shot from Vega is not far wide. Gabri Vega made a name for himself as a goal-scoring attacking midfielder when he came through in Spain with Celta Vigo. Scored 11 goals in La Liga a couple of years ago. That was what drew him to the attention of all sorts of clubs. Real Madrid were thought to be very interested, but it was Al Ahly who signed him, and he's not quite reproduced that level of goal scoring. Playing slightly deeper though with the other talents they have. He's had to accommodate a little. Point being though, he has got a good eye for goal, and he wasn't far away there. KSA wins the free kick. Looks concerned, doesn't he, Arthur Jorge? Looking for a colossal achievement. He's enjoyed plenty of those in the past, winning Copa de Libertadores, as I mentioned earlier, with Botafogo. Also won the Cup in Portugal with Braga. Galeno on to Dams. And Galeno had to work hard to keep that in. Earned some applause. It's all looking pretty comfortable right now for Al Ahly, excuse me. Al Rayyan had a bit of a flurry of pressure for a few minutes, but it's the home team now, well on top. But now there might be a break on, and look at the red and black jerseys piling forward. They need better passing than that, though. Desart giving it away as he overhits it, trying to release Nagy. Matthias Jaisler, the German coach of Al Ahly. Only 36 years of age. Still already does have a decent amount of experience, though. He was with Red Bull Salzburg in Austria before coming here. Won a couple of league titles with them. Now approaching 2 years with Al Ahly. And they are absolutely among the leading contenders for this AFC Champions League Elite. Paulo Victor takes a chance, it goes terribly wrong. Firmino cannot finish. It looked like it was going to be easy for Firmino after the horrible error from Paulo Victor, slipping to his feet, but he rectified that mistake by making the save from Firmino. And now the break is on for Al Rayyan. What about if they go down the other end and score? Naji with the cross, headed away by Demiral. Now Tony holding it up, being fouled by Amaro. Yeah, how many? Ivan Tony saying that's the second, third, fourth. The referee will be aware. But what a miss from Roberto Firmino. If anything, he had too much time. It was too easy for him. He had time to stop and think and allowed the goalkeeper the opportunity to get down, but we'll see it again, but not yet, because here's Galeno. KSA cleverly turns away from a couple of challenges and now looking over the top for Mahrez, but it's too long for him. So let's see. How did Paulo Victor avoid conceding here? Tried to sidestep, slipped. Firmino, how much time do you want? And he tried to dink it over the goalkeeper in the end, but Paulo Victor with the right hand was able to swat it away. Firmino could have hit it first time with his left foot, could have squared it to Tony, could have gone for power. Instead he tried the dink. He ended up looking a little bit foolish. An absolute sitter missed. Well, you've got to say, the way the game is going, it's a matter of time until Al Ahli score. Which means Al Rayyan are going to need 3, and they've lost it here. Garcia robbed by Firmino, who tried to find Tony. Couldn't quite do so, but they are living very dangerously, the visitors. And they're barely living. If they do fall behind on the night, their hopes of advancing will be all but extinguished. Romarinho, misplaced. So half an hour in, a third of the way through the night's action, unless we have the unlikely event of extra time. If Al Rayyan will win by 2, we'll have 30 additional minutes. Ibanez thinks about launching another raid forward, but holds his position as Demiral takes it on instead. Here's Mahrez, who's been pretty quiet so far. Laid off by Firmino to Mazraoui. Tony in the middle. Mazraoui finds him, and Tony just grazes the side netting. Not far away, and thumbs up for the cross. Just wonder if he was offside here. Yeah, he was, just ahead of the ball and the back line. Good burst though from Ali Mazraoui, a 25-year-old fullback making his 7th start this season in the Champions League Elite. Yeah, Paulo Victor this time thinks better of trying to take on an opponent inside his own area. There's a foul whistled on KSA as he makes contact with Thiago Mendes. Thiago Mendes is okay. Didn't look like anything serious. So we resume. Interesting one tactically for Al Rayyan. Obviously they have to win by 2 at least on the night. The longer it stays goalless, how many chances are they going to take? How reckless do they become? They're going to have to go for it at some point, but when? Do they take the view that if it's still 0-0 after an hour, then at least they're still in the tie, and then they can push. Wouldn't be surprised if that is roughly their thinking. Of course, it's not just down to them going up against such talented opposition. You don't just get to decide how you play. It's certainly Al Ahly calling the shots at the moment. Tony back to Galeno. Vega can find Downs. Galeno onto Tony. Back for Galeno, back for Tony, who tries to turn, but Ibanez was well positioned. One back by Ibanez. KSA for Firmino. KSA waiting for some width. It arrives from Mahrez. Good cross. Tony flicks the header. Not enough power on it. Picked up by Galeno though. Mahrez is in support. Oh, and there's the pass. He's offside. It was clever technique from Galeno to flip the ball over the defender into the stride of Mahrez, but if he'd been any further forward, he would have been off the pitch, so clearly offside. It was good defending by Thiago Mendes, a veteran midfielder who is so important for his team today. Might have some more work to do here as Mahrez! Oh, very close from Riyad Mahrez. I said he's been pretty quiet so far, but we know his quality to produce a moment of magic at the drop of a hat, and he wasn't far away there. Both teams a little off the pace in their domestic leagues at the moment. Al Ahly and Al Rayyan both 5th. And so they're struggling to qualify for next season's Champions League Elite. It's not on their minds at the moment, of course, but they'd love to be back in this highest level of Asian football next season. So a nice raking pass from Thiago Mendes, helped on by Nagy, and here's Siraj. Falls out for Thiago Mendes, and it's Roger Guedes who couldn't quite do anything with it on the turn. It was a shot from Mendes, intended to be, almost ended up as a very good pass. Just a little behind Guedes. That little flurry of pressure will give Al Rayyan some confidence that they can do damage to Al Ahly. They warmed up for this game well. 5-1 domestic league victory 4 days ago against Al Khor. Israel Marinho making a good run. Now going down. Is there a free kick there? No, according to the referee. There is a counter on though. Vega. Back to Galeno. He goes down. There's no free kick there either. It's Thiago Mendes. Trezeguet. Dispossessed in midfield by Firmino, who can turn and run now. On for Mahrez. KSA. Lofts it to the left, looking for Tony. Galeno will take it over from him. Tony might fancy a strike here. He does. fisted away by Paulo Victor. Vega. And there's a free kick against Romarinho for catching Vega. And the Spanish midfielder just looking to flip it over the opponent. He just caught him in the follow-through. This was the shot a few seconds earlier from Tony with good power. He was aiming for that far corner. Close enough to the keeper that it was a comfortable save. But the foul by Romarinho gives Al Ahly the free kick that these fans will be willing into the net. He'll be trying to keep it out. It's going to be Mahrez. I'm not sure if this is a little too wide for a left-footed player like Mahrez to shoot. Might look for the cross to the far post. Could try and catch out the keeper. Paulo Victor seems to be ready for that. Let's see, Riyad Mahrez. It is a cross. It's headed away by Thiago Mendes. Mahrez wins it back. And safety first from Vega. Al-Sanbi has not been too heavily involved in the game, the home team keeper. No shots on target yet from the visiting team. 4 for Al Ahly. We'll look to threaten again here with Galeno. Breaks into the area, cuts it back looking for Tony, and a bit of pinball in the area before it finally runs through to Paulo Victor. And I think now 5 minutes plus added time away from the break. Al Rayyan will probably feel that getting to half-time with the deadlock still intact would be a bit of an achievement for them. They would have known coming here that there would be long periods of game that they would have to suffer, defend, endure, hold on. They've done it so far. Obviously they'd love to nick a goal at the end of the opening period, but they would take 0-0 at half-time from here. Guedes helping it on for himself. Kept in by Hazem, and Guedes will continue to run. Not for long though, as KSA can find Mahrez. KSA now on for Vega. The dangerous break. This is where Al Rayyan needs to be concerned that they won't get caught on the break, because they can be killed by players like Galeno. And KSA deflected by Desart. Tony tries to bring it down. Good keeping by Paulo Victor. Interesting looking shot there by Frank Kessié. Not sure if it was heading on target. He's getting into some dangerous positions. Romarinho with a lovely turn. Kessié fouls him. Tactical foul, I think we can call that, just stopping the counter-attack. They don't make use of the free kick, Al Rayyan. Dams, a recent arrival for Al Ahly. Young Belgian, only 20 years old. 21 actually now, turned 21 a couple of days ago. He's already represented Belgium at under 21 level. Joined in January from PSV. free kick to be taken by Naji. Keeper comes, then goes back, and it's met by Roger Guedes on the volley, and he couldn't keep it down, but that was half an opportunity because Abdulrahman El Sanbi had got himself into no man's land. He comes, he stops, he goes back. Not good goalkeeping, but Guedes couldn't quite punish it. There have been a few warning signs, though, for Al Ahly that they can't take this Al Rayyan team lightly. This will fall for Thiago Mendes. He has support from Naji, who's got space, and he's got three in the middle. Cross is met by Ivania. Now Firmino trying to hold off Ivania. Lovely flick for Mahrez. Oh, beautiful from Riyad Mahrez, who breaks away now. Claim of the ball being played by Trezeguet is not one that the referee agrees with. Mahrez probably happy to take that. Doesn't quite have the pace he used to at the age of 34. We've got a card on the bench. The first one produced today. Final few seconds of normal time at the end of the first half. Al Ahly looking for a breakthrough and hoping that this free kick will provide one. Mahrez will take it, having won it. Nicely floated towards the far post, back inside towards KSA. Galeno fires it in. Tony hooks it straight at the goalkeeper. Routine save for Paulo Victor. Only 1 minute has been added. It's a game that's flowed along nicely. No controversial incidents, really. No need for any VAR reviews or any injury treatment. So we've just got a few more seconds. I think Al Rayyan very much aware of that, just to make sure nothing untoward happens here. Vega can open it out for Dams. Probably won't be time to complete the attack unless they're very quick with it, and they weren't. So that is the interval. The first half that Al Ahly have largely dominated. They've had a few opportunities. In particular, Roberto Firmino missing an absolute sitter after Paulo Victor slipped inside his own penalty area, but the visiting keeper was able to make amends and make the save that keeps his side still in the tie. They're going to have to show a lot more coming forward in the second half, Al Rayyan, but they are hanging on in there at the moment as we reach the break at the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium. Al Ahly 0, Al Rayyan 0. Time for the second half of this round of 16 meeting between Al Ahli and Al Rayyan. The home team 3-1 up on aggregate. We're still goalless on the night. We have had plenty of chances, plenty of opportunities, particularly for the host. 16 shots in that first half for Al Ahli, 5 of them on target. So something of a miracle for Al Rayyan that they are still on level terms on the night and still in the tie. But now they've got to do a lot more at the other end. No shots on target yet for Al Rayyan. They need 2 goals at least in this second half. And so a huge 45 minutes needed from the Qatari club if they are to stay in this competition. So it's do or die now for Al Rayyan as we get underway in the second half, trailing by 2 goals on aggregate. They'll be pretty satisfied that they've kept it scoreless so far on the night. And it will be fascinating to see as this game goes on now, how and when they start to push in the way that they're going to have to get the opening of the 2 goals they need. They can't continue with the same kind of balance they had, which was more focused on defence than attack in the first half. They're going to have to take chances. Maybe after the hour mark, if they can go that long. They'll try and get forward much more quickly than that as Siraj lays it off. There's an excellent challenge coming in, though, by Ibanez. And forward for the first time in this second half comes Galeno. Firmino moving alongside him. Galeno into the area, cuts it back, just about scrambled away by Hazem. And now Romarinho will look to break. And that's a good ball for Guedes. The angle's against him. He's got Siraj moving up in support. Guedes to the byline, and still good goalkeeping in the end by Al Sanbi, as he blocked that cross from Roger Guedes, who's deceptively quick. He's got a good change of pace, which he used there to get away from Ibanez. And then just looking to cut it back. Could have given Trezeguet a tap-in. He appreciated the efforts. And the corner one, which Naji will take. Al Rayyan looking for a lifeline in this tie. The header is flicked on by Romarinho, but well wide. Looked like maybe it was just a little bit behind him as he rose. Romarinho, 34 years old now. He scored 110 goals for Al Ittihad during his 7 seasons with that Saudi club. Now he's back in the country as a visitor. Al Ahli not really settled into this second half yet. It's Al Rayyan who've enjoyed the possession, and as I mentioned, it'll be interesting to see how Al Rayyan go about it tactically. The same applies to the hosts. Will they think that 0-0 suits them? They're okay, they're going through, they're 2 up on aggregate. With the players they have, hard to imagine that, the amount of attacking talent in their ranks. It is only natural, though, for footballers to play a little conservatively when they've got a lead to defend. Galeno fouled here, unquestionably, by Julien Dessart. Ibanez for Gabri Vega. Gets it back and moves away from Siraj twice and thrice. And then finds Tony. Lovely flick for Firmino. 3 against 2. Firmino for Mahrez. He's got Galeno in the middle and he can't find him. And the flag goes up now for offside. Galeno saying that his shirt was pulled, but that won't matter if it was offside, as Mahrez was. I'm not sure there was any shirt pull either on Galeno. But that is where Al Rayyan have to be so careful. They are going to have to commit more players forward. They're going to have to play with a bit of caution to the wind. Here's Desart finding Thiago Mendes. Broken up by Galeno, and now there's space again. Already they're starting to look stretched, and that's a brilliant pass from Firmino. And again, Mahrez trying to tee up a teammate. And this time it's David Garcia in the way, no offside on that occasion. As Mahrez looked for Tony. He's getting pelted with friendly fire, Riyad Mahrez, before he can take the corner. Ominous signs though for Al Rayyan. Their defence is starting to get opened up a little. And the linesman's chief job here is to protect Mahrez from the tissue paper. It's different. Mahrez casually unrolling one. Unusual break in play. And the referee content now. And Mahrez floats it back. And it's not entirely clear whether Ali Mazraoui was expecting that. Certainly didn't make much of it. Here's Trezeguet. Nice change of direction to get away from KSA. Good ball as well for Guedes. They've got plenty forward. Roger Guedes looks for the 1-2. Guedes couldn't quite find the power. Really good counter-attack though from Al Rayyan, and inevitable that it involved Roger Guedes prominently as he led the attack. The 1-2 with Romarinho and then going for goal. Well gathered though by Al Sanbi, not just saving it but holding it, because Trezeguet was on the hunt for anything loose. Tony can't hold on to it, and here's Romarinho. Trezeguet. Thiago Mendes. Helped on by Hazem. Keeper needs to come here, but he doesn't. KSA, though, is able to tidy up. Mahrez with a loose control. And here's Guedes. Helps it on, but Galeno with the hasty clearance. Firmino keeps it in, but it will be Al Rayyan's ball. The game is really open, very stretched, long distances between the two defences. Plenty of space in midfield. And Al Rayyan with plenty of players forward. Nagy for Guedes. Turns it round the corner for Thiago Mendes. Cleared by Dams. And Al Rayyan, I must say, are going for it earlier than I expected. The numbers of players they've got coming forward again here. They are leaving themselves vulnerable to the counter, but they've got to play with abandon now, and this is where there is real danger, because they lose it. And look at this attack, it's 4 on 5, and it's Galeno, might not need anyone. Galeno looking for Tony, and it's wide. But there are going to be more chances in this second half. It is so open. And Al Ahly now with 17 shots in the game. We'll be wondering why they're not ahead. one of those games so far, this one, where the scoreline does not really tell the story. Goalless, but it's far from a boring stalemate. Al Rayyan launching it long for Siraj. Oh, and that's going to be a corner, a poor header from Roger Ibanez. So the end-to-end nature of the contest continues with another opportunity for the visiting team. Six players forward. David Garcia, as always, one of them. Andre Amaro as well, the other centre-back. It's to be taken by Naji. Siraj has loads of space on the edge of the area. Instead, it does go in directly, deep, looking for Garcia, away by KSA. Picked up by Trezeguet. And now Hazem. Siraj mishits it, and it's harmlessly behind. Well, the visiting fans still believe. They are bouncing. The Al Rayyan supporters, somewhat outnumbered, it's fair to say, by those in green. KSA, oh, it's a risk taken by Ibanez. Just a slightly loose touch there that Siraj was nearly able to get onto. See the positive approach being taken by the visiting team, by the number of players they've got high up the field, pressing, trying to win the ball, force a mistake. So Ibanez decided just to bypass them, send it long. Trezeguet and Hazem forward, picked up by Firmino, and now Vega. Loose touch from Demiral, but he gets away with it. It falls fortuitously to Dams. Looking scrappy at the moment, though, Al Ahli. Looking a little nervous. This is probably the strongest phase of the game, these last few minutes, for Al Rayyan. Can they take advantage and grab a goal that really would set things up for the final half hour? Sails over Guedes and Dams and falls to Siraj. Inside for Romarinho. Guedes turns onto it, and it's Siraj, and it's Romarinho with the strike, and just about batted away by Al Sanbi as Al Rayyan continue their strong spell. Guedes wanted to shoot himself when he turned onto it, but it fell nicely for Romarinho, just cut across the ball. Too close to the keeper, but they're getting closer. And they have another corner, which Naji will deliver. Let me pick out the head of David Garcia this time. It's flicked on and off the line. What a clearance that is from Ivan Toney. Sensational defending. It was Julian Dessart who nearly had the opener, but Ivan Toney, who's there as a goal getter, has made an incredible intervention as a goal saver. Spectacular goal line clearance from the striker. Al Rayyan continuing to not just knock at the door, they are threatening to barge it down. Naji with the latest corner. Garcia flicks it on. It falls for the break, perhaps, as Galeno is pulled back. Yellow card for Naji. Knew exactly what he was doing, doesn't even bother to complain to the referee. He accepts that one. Stopping the transition with the pullback on the very fast Galeno. And that is the first booking of the night. Now Vega winning it, fouled by Desart, who came so close to the opening goal. That's it, the arm of Desart catching Vega pretty heavily across the neck. That was the yellow card. Nagy pulling back Galeno. Vega needs a bit of treatment. I'm sure it'll be okay, just a little bit dazed. Huge crowd inside the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium. And as we move towards the hour mark, this tie is still in the balance. Al Rayyan not out of it yet. See there that the elbow making contact with the cheekbone. Not easy for those Al Rayyan fans to make themselves heard above the thousands, tens of thousands of Al Ahli supporters who've been on their feet and singing from long before kickoff. Wonderful scenes and showing just how much football has taken hold of this nation. Saudi Arabia making huge strides both on and off the pitch and in developing the sport. And we've got a clutch of teams among the leading contenders. Al Hilal, Al Nasser, certainly will fancy their chances. Al Ahli as well. They've got to get through tonight first, though. They're half an hour away. It's Thiago Mendes. Falls to Romarinho, and he looks to release the run of Trezeguet. Across comes Demiral. No substitutions made yet by either coach, as Romarinho tries to wriggle into the area. Broken up by Vega and KSA. Vega on the ball again now. He's okay after that earlier knock, and he's running free. He's got support left or right. Goes to the right for Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez looking for the cross. Garcia can head it away. Mahrez with a spectacular tournament so far. 6 goals, 7 assists in 9 games. He's been a bit off the pace tonight, though. Siraj, certainly not off the pace with his run. Looks for Guedes. And strong defending by Ibanez. Whatever happens in the next half hour or so, Al Rayyan can go home pretty proud of their efforts tonight. They've taken on a hugely talented team and confronted them well. Now, Vega seems to have had his hand trodden on, but play going on. And here is Guedes speeding forward and winning a corner. Dams with the block. Let's see. Desart. Yeah, he caught him, but maybe not as much as Vega is making out. And he's quickly on his feet to carry on with the game. No question of any wrongdoing on Desart's part either. So another corner. Nagy again. Garcia trying to flick it on, and that's poor from Siraj, not Quite sure what he was trying to do there. The young winger for Al Rayyan, only 21 years of age. Vega just being told by the referee to end his complaints. Gassat offers an apology sportingly for the contact. And Sanbi towards the halfway line, flicked on by Tony. Doesn't find Mahrez as Hazem is there. Might have been caught on the ankle in the aftermath of the challenge by Riyad Mahrez. Oh yeah, he did land on him awkwardly. Again, no blame to Mahrez there, but that was a painful one for the defender. Just an accidental collision, I think that's what Mahrez is saying. Vega. Demiral launches it rather indiscriminately, not in the vicinity of a teammate. One back though by Ibanez, and now it's on to the always dangerous Galeno. Firmino is going to reach KSA, and his header is saved on the line by Paulo Victor. There was a clash of heads. The game is becoming rather stop and start. There have been quite a few of these little collisions in the last few minutes. Now, did David Garcia lead with his arm or his elbow here, or was it just a clash of heads? Is that an honest challenge by the defender? Let's see. Well, the VAR official, KSA, will be looking at it. Garcia getting a little bit of treatment as well. The central defender made his reputation in Spain with Osasuna. A very tough customer. I don't think there was any danger with that challenge, though, being a penalty. He was trying to attack the ball, leaning in. And just an unfortunate collision. But 3/4 of the way through this evening's action now is still goalless, and time starting to become very much of the essence for Al Rayyan. They need an opening goal pretty quickly if they're going to force extra time, or even better. KSA back on his feet. I can imagine he'll be back out there before too long. As will Garcia. He seems to be more ready to come back on. Both teams down to 10 as we restart. Now Garcia waved back on. Not KSA yet, though. So they just have a man advantage briefly, Al Rayyan. It's Trezeguet. Challenged by Mahrez. Now KSA returns. Back to 11 v 11. Gassat. Risky crossfield ball, but it comes to Romarinho, who wriggles away from one challenge, but not the second. Mahrez taking no chances there. Galeno hooking it inside to Ibanez, who runs away from 3 opponents. That is bold play from the centre-back, and a wonderful pass as well. Galeno is away. Firmino and Tony in the middle. On to Firmino, but not quite, because there's an excellent diving intervention from Andrea Amaro. Just needed a little more pace on it from Galeno. Good defending though. Al Ahly in no hurry. Mahrez strolls over. Time is on their side as we move towards the last 20 minutes. Mahrez with the delivery. And it's fired back in. Good strike from Mahrez. But Paulo Victor, once again, safely behind it. Six saves now from the keeper tonight. Trezeguet. Garcia. Guedes can't control. And it's helped on by Dams to Galeno. Been so often the main threat tonight. Finds Mahrez, who stayed on the left wing following the corner, and a deflection. Takes it into the arms of the goalkeeper. That could have gone anywhere. The game opening up again, just as it was at the start of the second half. We had a spell of about 15 minutes where it got tighter once more, but there was more space. Romarinho. Nagy thinks about the shot. Oh, it's a poor one. He's frustrated with himself because he knows that was a decent chance, and it looks like he just hurt his foot in the process. Artur Jorge, the visiting coach, still hasn't made changes. Might think about the veteran Rodrigo Tabata, Ahmed Al-Rawi as well, another possibility off the bench. Might leave it as it is, because 11 out there are staying in the tie. Trezeguet with the turn, holds off the challenge, and in the end that's good refereeing, because a free kick's been given. He was fouled, was Trezeguet, I think by Mahrez. The referee tried to allow the advantage here. That's a clear foul. Trezeguet was so strong though. And now we do see the first change for the visiting team. And it's going to be the introduction of Abdelaziz into midfield, so not an attacking change per se. And another will be Gabriel Pereira. He replaces Trezeguet. So the double change for Al Rayyan. Abdelaziz and Gabriel Pereira introduced. Free kick played short. Here is the new introduction, Pereira. Cross is not a bad one, but it's just going to run beyond Amaro in the middle. Another Brazilian, Pereira. Formerly of Corinthians and New York City. With Al Rayyan for a couple of years now. His team on the defensive as it's Firmino who gets underneath it after receiving the pass from Tony. Found a nice bit of space there, Firmino. Didn't Couldn't find the finish that he wanted. And it goes long towards Pereira. Dams with the header. KSA, no foul. Oh, but Romarinho gives it straight back to Frank KSA. Ibanez having to be careful there. He was fouled by Desart. Loves a bit of time on the ball, does Roger Ibanez. Clattered into there. But Al Ahly looking a little tired. They are dragging themselves over the finish line in this tie. They're not doing it in style. There have been plenty of times tonight where they looked like they were going to take the lead and romp home, but they've not been able to do so, and Al Rayyan still very much in it. Here's Mahrez. Tony. Cheaply given away. But cheaply given back. And it's Sam Dams who can find Galeno. 4 in the middle for Galeno. Laid back for Vega. Mahrez trying to pick their way through, but Al Rayyan defending with determination. Hazem brings it away. Oh, Ibanez stepping in majestically. He'll continue his run now as Mahrez tiptoes away from Hazem. KSA. Galeno looking for Mahrez, who controls. Oh, and what a finish! That is absolutely brilliant from Riyad Mahrez to surely finish this tie and send Al Ahly through into the quarter-finals. A glorious, sumptuous finish, and the home fans go wild. The breakthrough has taken a long time to come tonight. When it did arrive, it was a predictable source. The leading scorer for Al Ahly, Riyad Mahrez, and look at this. Firstly the control, and then the finish. Over the diving Paulo Victor. And as he turned, he would have been finishing blind. He didn't know where the goalkeeper was. He took a gamble that Paulo Victor was diving at his feet. There's no way he's seen the goalkeeper there. He just had an intuition where he was, and that magic left foot is wiped clean by Ali Mazraoui as part of the celebration for Riyad Mahrez's 7th goal in the Champions League Elite, and Al Ahly now are on their way to the last 8. Al Rayyan's brave attempt to stay in the competition surely will come to nothing. Mahrez battling to keep it in now. Aziz does so. And there's a lovely ball from Desart. Nagy, plenty forward. Cuts it back. What a chance for Pereira over the bar. Well, there's me saying the tie is over. If the substitute, Gabriel Pereira, who's only been on the field for 3 or 4 minutes, had finished there, might have been game back on, but he leant back, got under it, and yeah, that's on me. Too right it is. A little warning to Al Ahly not to get complacent. And look at the fan celebrations. It's been a great atmosphere all night inside the King Abdullah Sports City Stadium. And look at that, the volume is increasing as Tony tries to barrel forward. And he'll They'll try to charge this down as well. Kicked away by Paulo Victor. Collision in midfield has left Guedes down and getting the free kick. Demiral and Guedes with the collision. Oh, and there was an arm to the face from Demiral. I wonder if the VAR official will have a quick look at this. Guedes certainly wants that to be the case. Riyad Mahrez, one of the most gloriously talented players in the world, showing it again here. He scored some spectacular goals over the years. Close to 200 at club level, another 32 for Algeria. Another one to the collection there. There's Guedes looking for the run of Romarinho. Galeno and Ibanez tidy up. It's Firmino. Just able to win the throw. And in the final 10 minutes of the normal time now, and frustrating for Al Rayyan. They stayed in the tie for so long. They kept on hoping. And then that moment of magic from Mahrez has left them all but out. It's Pereira. On to Siraj. He's brought down. We want to get on with the game quickly. You'd imagine that the Al Ahli coach, Matthias Jaisler, will pretty soon want to put some fresh legs on just to protect this lead and maybe to give some star players a bit of rest. Hasn't made any changes yet. Also will run out a bit of time as well, of course, if he makes changes. Free kick arrowed in, easy for Al Sanbi, who's done nothing wrong tonight, replacing Edouard Mendy. The 24-year-old has been very solid on his fourth appearance of the season in the competition. No, lovely ball from Tony. And Galeno is away. He's got Firmino in the middle. Lays it back. Vega. Mahrez. 2. Riyad Mahrez again. Great team goal from Al Ahli. Now they're going through in style. The superstars combining. And they are up by 4 on aggregate, 2 on the night. Both from Riyad Mahrez. And it's all smiles now. Tony, Galeno, onto Vega, and then Mahrez. Pretty much all the forwards involved in that. Only Firmino didn't have a touch. He played his part by pulling a defender away and giving space for Mahrez. Great selflessness from Vega to take the assist rather than the goal. And it's Riyad Mahrez's name that thunders around this stadium again. 8 goals now in the competition. And that is enough to make him the leading scorer. Al Rayyan still looking for something, trying to get a bit of a consolation. They came here surely knowing that their chances were minimal. It's time for the phone lights to come out and further add to the magical atmosphere. The home supporters in celebratory mood. Nagy will try and put a bit of a dent in that as he takes the corner, and it's headed off the line by Tony again. Now remember his goal line clearance earlier from Desart. This one, I think, was to deny Romarinho. But Ivan Toney, the centre forward for Al Ahly, is getting the smiles and the congratulations of his teammates for his second vital goal line clearance of the day. This could be difficult for the goalkeeper. It's well taken though by El Sanbi, continuing his pretty flawless night. Took a bang to the thigh. I'm sure he'll be fine. It was Amaro who was trying to attack the ball in the air. Thousands of candles, makeshift candles, lighting up the Jeddah sky. These Al Ahly fans will be scrambling for tickets for the latter stages of the competition. Find out after the conclusion of all the round of 16 ties who will play who on the road to the final. Riyad Mahrez with both goals, going to send his team through. The quarter-finals will take place on the 25th and 26th of April. The semi-finals on the 29th and 30th, and the final on the 4th of May. So all the action, the tail end of this competition, packed into 10 days or so. Mahrez and Galeno make way for the final few minutes. Their job is done. And coming on, now Gabri Vega also replaced, so it's a triple change. Egzian Alioski, Alexander and Feras Al-Brikan. Feras has scored in both previous games with Al Rayyan. Got the late third last time around. It's also another change for Al Rayyan, with Siraj going off and Hisham coming on. Here's Firmino. They want more. And it's opened up here for Alioski. His cross looking for Tony, doesn't quite reach him, but it does find Firmino! Saved on the line by Paulo Victor. Firmino now laying it across, scrambled away. And in the end, it can't be kept alive by Alexander. So the action continuing thick and fast with the effort from Firmino. Well saved. And then scrambled out as Al Rayyan able to avoid conceding a third. It It wasn't always comfortable tonight for Al Ahly. They've had to work very hard at times. They've had a few scares. They had those 2 goal line clearances from Tony, especially the crucial one at 0-0 on the night. If that had gone in, we'd have had a thrilling finale. There's Desart. A real tangle there. Eventually it comes loose and Desart can tidy up and find Guedes. He helps it on. And it's Pereira who wins the corner. So just a matter of stoppage time to get through now. Probably have 5 or 6 minutes. It's not been a game of huge delays. A few injuries in this second half though, and substitutions. Actually 7 will be added on. Here's Pereira skipping to the byline. It only cuts it back straight to Ibanez. And here's Firmino, still full of running. Alioski lays it off a little bit waywardly, but picked up by Alexander. Alexander, another Brazilian coming into the action, just 21 years of age, a Brazil under-20 international. Playing in the centre of midfield. Here's a good challenge by Dams. Been very solid at left-back, the young Belgian. Tony is making a move in the middle. The cross doesn't come to him, though, as he tried to slide it instead to Firmino. Well, the pressure off now. Al Ahly can just enjoy a bit of a procession through these final minutes. Alexander. Alioski. A veteran Macedonian who's been with Al Ahly since 2021, formerly with Leeds United. Now it's Tony looking for Ferraz, trying to keep his record going of scoring in every game against Al Rayyan. That's a foul though. And a yellow card for Alexander. Bringing down his fellow Brazilian, Romarinho. He becomes the first Al Ahly player booked today. Final change made by the visitors. Let's see if they can get a consolation. Here's Pereira cutting it back. Doesn't reach Guedes. KSA in the way, as he has been so often. No free kick given here. And it's with the latest substitute, who is Joshua Brené. Curaçao international. He's replaced Murad Naji at right back. Gaps in the visiting defence. Tony in the middle, it's behind him though. Although poorly dealt with by Brené. Can't blame tiredness, only just come on. And Alioski looking for goal, but not particularly close. So Al Ahly will have about 6 weeks to prepare for the final stages of the AFC Champions League Elite, and they will very much set their sights on winning this tournament. With the talent they have, why not? It's going to be fascinating to see. Tony looks like he's going to have another scoreless game. Firmino dancing around. Flicks it nowhere in the end. Put a lot of work in though. They've had to tonight to ensure their progress. And the 5-1 aggregate score really is harsh on Al Rayyan, considering the way the two legs have gone. Al Rayyan will particularly rue looking back when it was 2-1 in stoppage time in the first leg. They were trailing and Roger Guedes hit a thunderbolt shot that crashed against the crossbar. Al Ahly probably went straight down the other end and scored to make it 3-1. Could have been 2-2. And then tonight at 0-0 on the night, Julian Dessart's header seemed in, but Ivan Toney making a miraculous goal line clearance. Those two key moments there in this tie. Guedes looks for a consolation that he won't get. And the fact that you can pinpoint those two moments, just two, that had they gone just a few inches in Al Rayyan's favour, the tie could have looked very different, really does show why. I think you can say that 5-1 flatters Al Ahly and is an unfair reflection on Al Rayyan's involvement in this round of 16. He did a bit to it as well. Riyad Mahrez with a second goal last week and both tonight. And what a tournament he's having. 8 goals, 7 assists in 10 games. That's stunning. Final few seconds then. Will there be a final flourish from Al Rayyan as they say goodbye to the AFC Champions League Elite for the season? They're trying to do so, but they won't. Stepping in was Ferraz, and now still on the run. The substitute, Tony, will look to strike. The referee was in his way, and that will do it. The final whistle blows and Al Ahly progress. Riyad Mahrez was the star. It was tight for a long time tonight, but he popped up with 2 beautifully taken goals in quick succession. Especially the first was a work of art, and that sent Al Ahly on their way to the last 8. 5-1 on aggregate. They were always the heavy favourites tonight, and Mahrez has ensured there were no upsets. Al Rayyan battled hard, had their moments, had their chances, but couldn't take them. And it was the home team that in the end followed the script as they win on the night by 2 goals, just as they did last week. And so it finishes here at the King Abdullah Sport City Stadium. Al Hilal 2, Al Rayyan 0, and 5-1 on aggregate. Al Ahly go through to the quarterfinals.